Now, for this setting up the trigonometric ratios, we have to know the relationships. The first one gives us that sine of x equals, and they're all fractions since they're ratios. So it would be the opposite over the hypotenuse. Cosine of x is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. And tangent of x is the opposite over the adjacent. Now, to help you remember the relationships, there's a few mnemonic devices that they use. With the mnemonic devices, they let H stand for the hypotenuse, O stands for the opposite, and A stands for the adjacent. And they also use that S stands for sine, C stands for cosine, and T stands for tangent. Now the mnemonic devices are either written as SOHCAHTOA, written in this way, or it's written with the fractions. But using this, we can tell that the first part here, S is O over H, tells us that if we fill it in, the S stands for sine. So we have that sine of x equals the O over the H. So it's opposite over the H, which is the hypotenuse. The next one says is CAH, or C over is A over H. So with that one, you have that cosine of x equals the A is the adjacent. So the adjacent goes on the top, and the H for the hypotenuse goes on the bottom. And our last one for tangent tells us that it would be tangent of x equals, it's the opposite on the top, so it's opposite over the A, or the adjacent on the bottom. So for our problem, we have that this was where we were. Now if I use the relationship SOHCAHTOA, so it's sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. Using my relationship, because I'm using sine, I'm going to use this relationship, which tells me that it should be the opposite over the hypotenuse. So in this case, if I were to fill it in, I'm going to have that it would be sine of 37 equals the opposite is 13. I'm going to put a 13 on the top over the hypotenuse, which in this case is x. I'm going to put an x on the bottom.